It is 9:15. Welcome back. An exciting morning because happening today, NASA and Boeing are planning to launch Starliner's second uncrewed flight testbound for the International Space Station, and that launch expected to happen at 1:20 p.m. Joining us now to talk more about today's launch is NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore. Hey, Butch. Good morning. It is good to see you this morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you and everyone in Central Florida.
Exactly. I and everyone in Central Florida have been watching the weather, Butch, all morning long. So what do you think the chances are of this thing going up this morning?
Well, we're thinking positive. Right now, we are 60% chance of go. So that's what we're focusing on. All we need is a window, a little small window to get the rocket obviously through the clouds. And that's what we're hoping and praying for.
We're keeping our fingers crossed that we do get that little window. I know that NASA and Boeing are partnering on Starliner as part of the agency's commercial crew program. Does that mean that someday I could fly to space? Tell me more about what this program is about.
We hope so. Yeah, commercial crew, it's like Boeing builds F-18s to sell to the Navy. Boeing builds Starliners, and SpaceX builds Dragons, and they basically, in essence, sell them to NASA, and we fly on them, and we're testing. We're in the test phases now, going to and from the International Space Stations. And obviously, as you know, as you've seen recently, hopefully those morph into more people getting those opportunities, including you, to fly to space.
Let's talk about, you were talking about, I think you were hinting at, of course, what we saw just a couple of weeks ago, right, when we had Jeff Bezos, and then we also had Virgin Galactic go up. What were your thoughts when you saw those flights go up?
Oh, it's exciting. It's thrilling. Anyone that gets the opportunity to see the Earth from space, even if it's for a short period of time, it's a fascinating opportunity. So I'm excited for those folks because having been there and seen that and experienced that, it is absolutely wonderful. So step by step, a couple of minutes now was 4 minutes of zero gravity time is what they've experienced on these initial flights, but hopefully they go longer and people go to space for longer periods of time. Time will tell.
Time will tell. I know this is the second uncrewed Starliner flight test bound for the ISS. What are we hoping to learn?
Well, we had a wonderful launch on the first test, and we had a wonderful deorbit entry and landing on that first test. What we didn't get was the part in the middle where we actually rendezvous and dock successfully to the space station, and undock, do that departure, all those burns that are necessary for that. That part we did not get, so that's what we're hoping to get this time.
And I know that you're a veteran of 2 space flights, 178 days in space. How does this work, NASA's work, paving a path where anybody can one day fly to space eventually? And I guess what I'm alluding to is, not for $50,000, right? Where it's really more commercial, where it is feasible for the average person to be able to get up there.
Well, we're still in the infancy of human space flight, and it is a step-by-step process. And I think eventually, we have visions, of course, through different, our imaginations and movies and opportunities to fly in space, and we think those are capable. We are capable to do those. But obviously, you have to take it step by step because space flight is very unforgiving, as we know. So we want to make sure that we do it right, we do it safely, and we do it for all mankind. So eventually, like I said, more and more people get those opportunities.
And Butch, can I ask you on a personal note, when you see what is happening with space right now, how excited are you?
Thrilled. Right now we're a little jealous because we have a human spaceflight program rocket that's about to launch without humans on it. This obviously, we design, we build, we test, and then we flight test, and then we continue to fly operationally. Right now we're in the test phase, so that's why we go and we test. We launch this spacecraft with its testing its autonomous modes, launch, like I said, rendezvous, docking, undocking, return, entry, landing, all that, to make sure we've got that part right. And then, we'll go on it hopefully by the end of the year, maybe early spring, and we'll get the human part of that flight test done as well.
We are keeping our fingers crossed for that little window this afternoon, Butch. So hopefully it will go up. We just need that little window. NASA astronaut Butch Wilmore, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon. All right.